Are you new to Rise of Kingdoms and thinking of making a farm? Or have you been playing for a little while and just been putting it off? Well, I've got you covered in my farming guide. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms gameplay episode from your very own Shappy Gaming. Today, we are going to be covering how to make a farm in Rise of Kingdoms. It is absolutely essential for every player to be making a farm, especially if you are free to play or low spender. And so today, we're going to be walking you through how to do it. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button right over there, bottom right hand corner, and hit the bell so you get notified when new episodes come out. If I haven't earned it yet, stick around. So the first thing that I wanted to cover in terms of making a farm is that there is a really nice trick that you can use. If you watched my previous video on the King's Returned event, there is an alternative, and that is a new journey. And so you can actually create a new character using a new journey in a kingdom that you are currently in, if you don't have two accounts there already. As you guys know, I used that other event to actually move one of my accounts, and today we are going to make a farm for that account, which is going to be my new free-to-play account that I'm going to be playing on, and that is in Kingdom 2746. And so what you can actually do is, if you have another farm that you've neglected for a while, you can trigger this event on that. And as you can see, if you head to a new kingdom, you get all sorts of sweet rewards. So let's do that. We're going to scroll down to 2746. It's going to take us a little bit of time here, but I think it's actually going to pay off because you get a bunch of gold keys right off the bat. I am going to talk you guys through which civilization you should be using for your farm account and really what your priorities should be really once you just get started. So let's scroll down to 2746, and the reason that I'm doing this is you do get these extra rewards which you otherwise would not be getting. I will caution you, if you're planning on moving to a kingdom and migrating there, I would advise you to create two farms before you migrate in. And the reason is that you can create two accounts in a kingdom that doesn't already have two accounts. And so if you create two new farms in a kingdom that you're migrating to, you can actually have one of them jump and create a jumper account that way. Once you migrate in your main, you feed the jumper, or you just have two extra farms in that kingdom. It's a really nice trick, but bear in mind you can't do it if you've already migrated into that kingdom, so you do want to do it before you migrate there. So let's find 2746 here and see if we can do this. I think we should be able to. That's 26, 27. Oh, there we go. 2746. There we go. So this is the kingdom that my free-to-play is on, and let's do it. Let's see if this will work. I think that it will, and I do think that we're going to get these rewards too, which is awesome. And so when creating a farm, you do typically want to pick the France civilization. You're going to go through the whole nonsense of this, and you do want to create your farm the same day you create your main account if you can. And if you can jump it, that's even better. The reason that I recommend starting with France is twofold. One, you get Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc is a phenomenal gathering commander, and really predominantly for gathering. She's good for support. But the quests that you get when you start as France help you to level up the epic commander that you get for free. So typically you do want to start with a civilization that you get the best gathering commander. You don't get gathering commanders when you start as any other civilization. And so that's why France is typically the civ you want to pick. If you do want to switch later on, you can. You do get a wood gathering speed as France, but let's say you wanted to change civs to get a different gathering speed boost, whether it's stone or let's see, what else can you get? Whether it's stone or just general resource gathering, you can switch later on, but I would definitely recommend that you start as France. So we're going to start as France here. We're going to skip this, and we're in. And so immediately you started off on a good foot. We're going to skip all of this stuff, so I will be right back after I complete the intro. Be right back. So we have completed some of the intro here, but I wanted to bring you guys back. As you can see, they do say right here, and I'll turn off my face, we have an army now, but the true key to victory is an outstanding commander. So as I mentioned, you do get a free epic commander when you create a new account. And so we're going to build a tavern right now, and you should see, because I picked France, I will now get Joan. And all of the different buffs that I'm going to get are pertinent to France. And the rewards for the main quest will actually give me epic heads for Joan. So I can actually get her all leveled up, and I'll be showing you guys that just a sec. So we successfully created our new city. As you can see, we're the France civilization, and we have a bunch of quests up here. The main quest is the one that's going to be giving you the sculptures for the commander that you begin with. As you can see, we did start with Joan. Now, I will mention here that in order to have a kind of steady gathering account, the first thing you want to do is get this second skill maxed out. The others don't matter. You actually don't need an expertise Joan. You really don't need to. So if I were you, once you get this second skill maxed out for Joan, you save up your epic heads for other commanders such as Jadwiga, who you can actually use for gathering as well, or Matilda, who is also an exemplary gatherer. And you actually do want to max Matilda as soon as you can, because she does have that expertise skill, which gives you a bunch of resources. The other thing that you're going to want to do as soon as you can is get your city hall to level 5 so you can go through and do expedition. And the reason for that is that you actually want to get Constance all up and running as soon as you can. The commanders that are the highest priority to you in Rise of Kingdoms on your farm account are Matilda, Constance, Gaius Marius, Sarka, Joan. You also want to get Jadwiga as soon as you can, but those 5 are going to be the most important. I will also point out that you don't need to take any of these commanders beyond level 37. Level 37 will actually give you just enough talent points to be getting the maximum use out of your commanders. And level 37, I can actually show you, will give you all 5 superior tools within your talent tree. I will point out that the talent tree that you actually want for your gatherers is going to be all of this, but do not get modified axle and do not get tourniquet. You don't need them. You also do not need to get defense all troops here and attack all troops. And I can actually swap over to one of my other farm accounts that I already have built out just to show you guys a little bit of what I'm talking about. But before we do that, I did want to show you what I was talking about when it comes to the actual quest rewards. So we're going to build an archery range here, and I can actually show you exactly what I was saying in terms of the benefits of starting as France. So train 20 archer units, that'll take 2 seconds. So you just go through and you do all of these quests, and you will get rewarded with epic commander heads for your particular commander. So we have to defeat level 2 barbs. That should be easy. Bam, level 2. And you just go through the works. It's really easy to get started. This process is honestly about 5 minutes. And once you do have your account to, I believe it's level 8, you can start feeding it resources from your main account. And I would recommend this because once you get your farm account to level 21, to City Hall 21, it's going to be much easier to actually use it because then you have a bunch of marches, and I believe you have T4 units at that point. I would also try and get your City Hall up to level 23, but let's actually double check right here what the benefits are for each City Hall level. So if you come into info here, you can actually see, yeah, it's 21 that gives you the 4 troop dispatch, but you want to get to 22 bare minimum so you get all 5 troop dispatches. And that's going to be kind of where you can stop with your farm if you want to. And so that is the really, really high level introduction of how you should be getting started with your farm. And you want to start as early as possible. As I said, jump it over with your main account if you can. And let's see. Oh my goodness. It is taking too long for these quests. I am going to be right back. Okay, so after about 10 quests or so, we arrived at our very first quest that's actually going to give us our free Joan of Arc sculptures. So as I was saying, you do get to upgrade your gathering commander right off the bat, just like that. And now, just before I jump over to my other account, I did want to show you that by taking the new journey route, we did get those rewards that we were talking about, and the reason that we should go through that. Now, if you do want to take the new journey route, I will say you do need to abandon an account for about 30 days. It could be like a nothing account. Literally at this stage, we could abandon this and come back 30 days later and create a new farm through that. So we're going to grab that. We've got a bunch of other rewards. And now we're actually going to go to an established farm account that I do have to show you guys exactly what your farm account should look like. So let's pick this one. This is my main farm account that we have. It's Shappy. As you can see, I've got a lovely, cute dog photo there. And I'm going to show you where the commanders are, which commanders I'm using the most, and really what you want to invest in your farm account. So this is my main farm account, as I mentioned. And let's take a look at the different commanders I have. As you can see, I have Joan of Arc, and I did expertise her, didn't need to. Siondiok is my primary legendary gathering commander, and as you can see, I only maxed that second skill there because I need gathering speed for gold. This is my gold pit march, and so you can be very selective, and there are certain events that will actually give you benefits that you can use for your gatherers. And so when you're building out a farm account, this is really important that you do the daily gathering quests when they do come along, so you can actually get those chests, which you can then use for your gathering commanders. So I'm actually going to use these on Cleo because why not? So as you can see, the majority of my gathering commanders here are actually just about level 37, because as I said, if we take a look at the talents, you really don't need them to be any further up. And so once you get them to level 37, leave them there, and the only skills you need to max are the ones that are going to be specific to gathering. Now, there is a question that I've gotten a lot, which is about equipment, and that is, which equipment should my gathering commanders have? And the truth is that it really depends. If you are migrating out of your existing kingdom and you're bringing your farm account with you, that's when you care to make equipment. And the reason I say that is that equipment uses gold, which your main account probably would like. And so when you're migrating out, you can use this equipment. And the best way to get this, by the way, is actually just to go to VIP. And so I got this equipment, I forged it, it uses bones, and this does give you a nice little gathering speed boost. And so typically you do want to go for the sets if you can. So Shappy, how do I get that equipment? This is a farm account, I really don't care. So once you get to, I believe it's City Hall level 16, you can build your blacksmith, and that's really all you need. And so if we come into VIP here, and I scroll down just a little bit, I have blueprint fragment choice chests for epic, or I believe that's elite chests. And what this actually allows me to do is buy blueprints, which I can then turn into gathering equipment. So if you do want gathering equipment on your farm, that's the easiest way to do it. VIP shop does refresh just about every week, so you should be in a really good shape. Next is tech. I've had a lot of people ask me about tech for farms. Don't really invest beyond unlocking T4 on your farms. You don't need it. So military technology, just get your T4 units and move on with your life. For your gathering tech, the techs that are going to be most important to you are the gathering speed on the map tech. So you have handcart, placer mining, wheel is going to be important because that's going to give you troop load, and overall you just want to have your gathering tech about as far along as you can. The techs that are going to be the most valuable are the field techs. The resource production in your city techs are kind of irrelevant. I wouldn't worry about those too much. I also wouldn't worry about actually upgrading your resource production in your city as well. The amount that you get is very, very minimal, so I wouldn't worry about that terribly much. What I would worry about is getting your machinery and your carriage as high as you possibly can, because your machinery gives you gathering speed of all resource types on the map. I hope that this has been helpful. This is my clear and concise farming guide for Rise of Kingdoms. Go create a farm, help yourself out, and get your trading post as high level as you can, because the tax will hurt you if you don't. Thank you. Shappy out.